Howdy, good people. Driving down to, just driving to the gym, but yeah, I'm not surprised with the Nationals leaving Liberals and the Uni Party. I think Labor and Liberals should just form and call themselves the Uni Party and say we don't give a fuck about humanity. We only give a fuck about our political party and sustenance and maintenance of the bureaucratic state. We no longer have a democracy in Australia. We really haven't had one for a very long time. But what we've got now is the bureaucratic state, which means that, and I've said this before, the only thing that now matters is the maintenance of this and the sustenance of the bureaucratic state. Now, you know, it's so fucking treasonous and seditious what the government says is that we need more money for healthcare. No, we don't. We need to get rid of the millions and millions and millions of migrants who are using the system. And then that'll take a lot of pressure off. Australia should have, if I was running for federal member for Fadden, who's of course a Liberal, a Uni Party, I shouldn't say, and get rid of that LNP shit on your fucking profiles. You should write Uni Party, UP. If you're Liberal and Labor, you write Uni Party. But I would immediately say Australia's maximum population should be 22 million. And we should get back to that figure by... we should get immediately 2 million people in the next 2 years. And then work back to get to sustain and maintain 22 million Australian citizens by 2050. Now, this is a little bit contentious because what happens if Australian citizens start having glorious Australian children, magnificent, perfect Australian children, then I'm willing to go to 25 million. As long as they're Australian children, born and raised and growing up in the Australian culture, not in some other culture. The glorious, perfect, amazing Australian culture that I was raised in. Because I was born in 1979. I fucking remember the 80s. I remember how Australian we were. We didn't question Australia Day. Indigenous Australians didn't question it. They were like, yeah, we love it. It's a great holiday. Now, the other thing I would do is I would enforce a rule that if you're a foreigner and want to start a business in Australia, small to medium-sized enterprise, you must hire at least 6 Australians before you get to start that business. You cannot hire your fucking family and friends and import them as we see now. No, that would be illegal under my radical rethink of the amazing Australia. Now, going harder. That drive behind me again, too close. I think the people that drive really close to us are gay, but this is the way they enjoy their homosexuality. This guy, again, less than 3 seconds. And this fucker wants to try to be a fucking hard cunt. Good fucking luck, dickhead. But drive like a maniac, dickhead. You know, don't. 3 seconds is nothing. You know? But they all do it because it makes them feel like big men. And women are. Women are worse than men, I think. Because they will. I've seen them raise their hands and shit. But anyway, so that would be number 2. Is at least 6 jobs from Australian-born Australian citizens. And I would
continue on M1 for 20 kilometers.
They're old, so they're useless. That's a nice car, though. It's a small. I don't even know what that is called. Kia. But again, this is why I'm on the fucking Pacific Highway from, you know, Parkwood Gold Coast, Southport Gold Coast, going down to Burleigh Waters, and it's nothing but traffic. Yeah, aggressive female lesbian, obviously. You can just tell short hair. It's just a fucking giveaway. But the other thing is, I would ban any I would just outlaw protests or support for terrorist organizations. Some of the pro-Hamas supporters in the streets, they usually use the Palestinian flag, but we know what that means, as a cover. But no, you don't get to support terrorist organizations. If you want to support them, go where they are and support them there. You can't do it in my country. You know, the other day, I heard a conversation somebody had about the islanders in New Zealand, the Maoris, doing the huck, saying this is a Christian nation, and he said that's pretty racist. That's pretty. What do you say? Like, you know, that's this guy was obviously a queer. Saying that let me just try to remember the words exactly. Like he said it's pretty discriminatory, and that they don't even understand what Christianity is because Christianity was against them. I was like, mother fuck you. Jesus Christ never once raised a fist to anybody. Can't say the same about Muhammad, but no, if you want to have a Christian supporter rally, yeah, that's fine, because Jesus Christ never asked for violence. But if you're like pro-Hamas, no, you can't have that in my country. The other thing I would do is for child molesters, pedophiles, you know, rapists and all that, is they don't get like any human rights afterwards. It has to be absolutely guaranteed they did it. And what we do is we build we fence off, 10 square kilometres in the middle of Australia, in the Simpson Desert. We don't put anything there. There's no shelter, there's no beds, there's no rooms, there's no toilets, there's no food, nothing. We just lock you in there, and the walls are a razor blade. So to get in and out, what you do is you just drop people off by helicopter inside. There's no gates. There's just 0 gates. And you just drop them there and you leave them there. But to actually make it profitable is you have live cameras across the place, and people just pay $1 a day to watch, so to pay itself off. I think this would be a really good money earner, but also we can do some cool stuff, like we can have other countries' sickos come in and do this as well. We don't have to charge them anything. We just drop them off in the middle by helicopter and say, see how long you last. That is what I want to see. And I would also mandate it that every day the Parliament sits, it must be in relation to rescinding 100 laws. 100 ain't shit, because the Labour Party, the Uni Party, sorry, has in the last 2 years, 5,000 new laws. Okay, so we need 5,000 laws rescinded every month until we are back to a very small core group of laws. And we cannot legalise the fucking wording of laws so people can't understand them. It has to be very fucking specific. So that the hate speech laws, it can't just be as fucking what's the word I'm looking for right now? Ambiguous as they are now. It has to be very specific. So the hate speech laws should be that if somebody says, I want to kill, or I will kill, or please kill this person, that is hate speech. But if I just critique the fucking Uni Party leader, Anthony Albanese, he's not the real leader. He's taking advice from somebody. We just don't know who that is. Probably World Economic Forum, United Nations, who fucking knows? But he's not intelligent enough to make his own decisions, right? But you can just tell that man is clinically dumb. No matter what anybody tells me, it's like Kevin Rudd. Kevin Rudd is dumb. He might have a PhD, but he is not a smart man. He couldn't work out President Trump. You have to be a fucking idiot to not work out that man. It's very easy. If you are your nation first and you clearly list your policies and what you see happen, what you want to see happen, if you do that with President Trump, he's going to be your friend. But if you are fucking waiting for your focus group to tell you what to say, he's going to tell you to get the fuck out of the room, which is Kevin Rudd. Kevin Rudd is a very dim man. Like all Australian foreign affairs people, they are fucking dumb because all they do is want to buy friendships. They can't get them through any other means. I know exactly what I'd do with Southeast Asia. I would say, all right, Australian citizens should be able to get the fucking corruption-free 5-year visas to stay in your countries and be able to own land, and we'll continue giving you some aid. But Australian fucking foreign affairs people are so fucking weak and feckless little cunts. They don't have the kind of testicles you need. But yeah, President Trump would be very fucking easy to work out. Be very clear, that's all. But Kevin Rudd is so full of his own self-importance that he could never work it out. And why the fuck are you thanking him for being a piece of shit? I don't get it. I don't get politics. You are a piece of shit. You couldn't survive in private enterprise. You're so full of shit. Your head's up your ass. You were the shittiest ambassador of all time. Thank you for your service. Here's a fucking medal. Oh, fuck off. You know, it's just like that. Like, you fucking clowns. But no, I would make it that we have to rescind 5,000 laws a month until we are down to a core set of laws. And I would also make it mandatory that we write into our constitution that freedom of speech is our God-given right as Australians. And the other one is I would immediately rescind the evil gun laws in this country. I would allow people to own implements for defense. Now, the reason we need this is because of our government. We do not need the government passing more gun laws. We need them passing migration deportation orders. Oh, another fucking PhD graduate from the Middle East is caught in terrorist charges. A fucking